here in Leeds.
At the First Direct Arena
for Europe's Strongest Man 2025.
5 grueling events to find out who takes the title of Europe's Strongest Man.
Yeah, Europe's just massive.
One of the crown jewels in strongman.
I think Europe's Strongest Man as a title is very important.
It's the biggest one-day strongman event in the world, bar none.
It gets a huge crowd because we've been doing it over here in Leeds for about 15 years.
Sat here for 4 years, 21, 22, 23, 24, and watched it when I was supposed to have been doing it.
Top 3 go to World's Strongest Man. Now there's a few guys here that haven't qualified for Worlds yet.
I think the Shield Carry was more than a hit. It was a world record. It was a smash hit, thanks to Paddy Haynes.
Broken. It was absolutely atomised.
What a turnaround from the first event to that event.
Physically, the worst bit today will be the changeovers from the second event to the third event. The drag, we put another lane in.
So it could be a 3-lane event.
It's always busy.
Yeah, but the guys know what they're doing with it. It is hard to reset, but you know, we've got some strong guys on the crew and they're ready for it.
And we need to do them as quickly and efficiently as we can.
So the shows flow a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, we just need to measure up really. This is a relatively small stage. I mean, First Direct Arena is predominantly for music concerts. So the stage isn't as big as some that we used to, although it's big enough, it's fine. But we need to make sure that there's enough room to get the chain and anchor across the line and have room for them to fall over with it so they don't fall into a paying audience member.
Giants Live is made up of Colin Bryce and Darren Sadler.
Colin and Darren jointly own Giants Live.
The yin and the yang.
Both of them are the reason that Giants Live is as good as it is today. A couple of other people probably involved in there as well.
I think Darren looks after Colin and Colin just does what he wants.
But I think without the crazy ideas of Colin, things don't move on as well. So I think they work very, very well together.
To the Proclaimers.
They both run the show, one on the scene, one behind the scenes.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Darren's is a bit more behind the scenes, organising stuff and sort stuff out, and Colin is the showman.
The Everly Brothers.
They do completely different job roles.
They are better together.
Darren is the organiser, he's the man that's kind of working hard behind the scenes.
Darren not only kind of sets the tone in terms of the implements, the equipment, the athletes, but he really is, I would say, the backbone of Giants Live.
If there's going to be a new event, it's Darren that organises it.
Darren Sadler is a guy that came in and just raised the level. He's the reason Giants Live is as good as it is right now and the shows are as big as they are.
Darren does a lot of the work.
Obviously Darren manages his staff because we're all at HQ.
The workhorse, I think, behind Giants Live.
On one side of the coin, the backbone, the diligence of Darren Sadler. On the other side of the coin, the creative chaos of Colin Bryce.
A lot of people think Colin does nothing, but I think Colin does a lot.
My dad would always go travel abroad, do shows to spread strongman as a sport.
I think without Colin Bryce there would be no strongman. You know, he's managed to keep strongman going when strongman really wasn't as popular as it is now.
Colin is kind of like the face of Giants Live. He's a great announcer.
He's one of those faces that can contort a lot.
And he's like the ringmaster. Crazy ideas, some of which are terrible, some of which are amazing, and that's kind of why we love him. You know, once in a while he gets them spot on and it makes the show so good.
Colin is what we call the human shield. So when hits the fan, it's like, uh-oh, what are we going to do? I know what I'm going to do, human shield. Then Colin comes out and starts fighting off all these things with his words and his faces.
Colin's the last person who has to get something done because his head is kind of it's 100 miles an hour.
I don't know what you're talking about, is what he'd probably say to that.
Colin's that kind of creative genius, you know, it has these wild and wacky ideas, and you know, you need that creativeness and then that person that gets stuff done.
So that's what I think of them. They're great fellas.
One very common vein. Both of these men absolutely love and are encapsulated within the sport of strongman.
There's a reason why there's 10,000 plus people going to be watching Europe's. It's because of Colin and Darren.
These are special days. Thanks, Colin. Thanks, Daz.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for Europe's Strongest Man?
Carry and drag.
Fast speed event.
So running 20 metres with a 120 Anvil.
It's like carrying one of the strongmen in your arms.
Dropping that and then dragging a big, like a It's like 350 kilo chain and anchor back.
770 pounds being dragged back down the course. You know, it's like best part of 2 Gavin Biltons you're trying to drag down a floor.
I don't know whether it was Bad Rhino, the event sponsor, or somebody else who's that evil-minded to put that thing together.
In years gone by, we used to have to attach the anchor to the chain.
And Darren said, I'm going to take out that fiddly bit.
I think in the spirit of fairness it's better, because we're here to be challenged and tested on who's the strongest man in Europe, not who can hook an anchor up to a chain the quickest.
Fiddling around with stuff, it doesn't find out who the strongest man is.
It's luck getting that in. If you fumble at all, you lose 5 seconds and you can go from first place to last place.
And that's not what strongman's about.
Run with the anvil, pick up the chain, run back, job done.
So it's still a carry and drag, but we've just taken out any technical clipping on of anything.
You don't have to be fumbling with a hook and thing and trying to put it in all the time.
Me personally speaking, I think that's a lot better way of doing it.
So I think that the change is welcomed by everybody.
That's good. So I know I can pick the anvil straight off the floor and run straight away. Don't need to pop it.
Yeah, really capable of getting this over the line really quickly.
If I get hold of that drag and I'm kind of like even with everyone, I think I win the drag.
Now, when these guys test this chain and anchor, they all say, oh, it's too light. Then every single year we've done this, they've all changed their mind when they get to about 10 metres with it.
The surface indoors is normally a little bit slicker than outdoors, so sometimes we see faster times.
It does slide easy on this floor, but once they get to about 10 metres with it, I mean, a lot of the guys, last time we were here, a lot of them have been sick afterwards. It's so hard.
When you watch through your fingers, because you're just waiting for someone to drop it on their toes.
Definitely someone's going to fall over, and there's going to be drama and action.
There's so many people, so many athletes that fall backwards.
It's a fine line between, you know, pushing it and then just going too far and actually falling on your arse.
And this will come down to literally, and that's fart.
We are on the way, and all 3 of these athletes are rapping. Kieliszkowski once again has made up unbelievable time, but Haynes and all 3 athletes are tearing down the course. Richardson is in front, and he needs to keep his head on here because that is quick, and the Terminator is on fire. Anchor is off the ground big time, does so, both men with a backward somersault. Wow, super fast, mate.
Big result, Kieliszkowski looked so impressive.
Luke Richardson tears up the carry and drag, sets an incredible time. I think it was like 22:58 or something thereabouts. I figured that's that one. Amazing. And I think Luke probably would have agreed. Out comes Kieliszkowski, and he ties him to the second.
He is joint with Luke Richardson in 22:58. Both men, identical time.
You can't write this stuff. Unbelievable.
Dead heat. Kieliszkowski and Richardson both putting in massive performances in their individual heats, both coming out with the same time. Foytu, again, does well.
But the thing with Andrew is that he's been working really hard on his moving stuff and his conditioning. And getting 50 metres on that shield and doing that drag the way he did is a massive, massive improvement.
And Paddy Haynes, who, well, I think we're going to be very close to the podium. Those 4 men could be really tight.
You'll have to edit this. Yeah.
Colin talks, Darren organises.
That's as good of an answer as you want.
We need a stooge to fail the frying pan. And then make Felix look great.
Me?
Are you willing to do a bit of heavy acting, mate?
I'll do it, yeah.
Okay, top left.
I'm gonna bend it.
Frying pan roll. I've seen my dad do it before, I think on TikTok, but like to see one of them be able to do it without using their leg, and Mark doing many of them after each other was just like insane.
They did it like paper.
These 2 guys, hey! The world's most match up. Kiss camera!
And this will come down to literally, and that's fart.